Get out of my reception area. This place isn't for people like you. That wasn't just some random comment. It was said like a really serious order. Clear, intentional, and practiced. Gregory Vance, who runs the Horizon Grand Hotel in downtown Seattle, stood behind the check-in desk with his arms crossed, looking down his nose at her. He didn't try to whisper or hide what he meant. He announced it loud enough for everyone in the lobby to hear. His eyes were fixed on her, a black woman in plain clothes, and right then he decided she didn't belong there. Little did he know, in just 9 minutes, she'd take control and call out him and his whole crew right in the same spot where he tried to humiliate her. Before we jump into this story, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments. If the scene pulled you in like it did for those around her, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, let's rewind and see how this confrontation unfolded. Aisha Carter walked into the Horizon Grand all on her own. No aid, no fancy handbag, and definitely no designer labels. Just a simple black t-shirt, well-fitted jeans, and a look that suggested she was no stranger to this kind of scene. Her footsteps were soft on the shiny marble floor. Her sneakers barely made a sound, but she still made an impression that rippled through the room. She made her way to the reception, where Gregory, 48, stood with two colleagues. Lauren Hayes, 30, whose tightly pulled back ponytail matched her tight-lipped smirk, and Kevin Patel, 27, already crossing his arms in suspicion. None of them greeted her or smiled. It was clear they were sizing her up like she was a puzzle they had no interest in solving. I have a booking, Aisha said evenly. Penthouse suite under the name Carter. Gregory squinted at her as if trying to process her words. That's a premium suite. Are you sure you're at the right hotel? Aisha brushed off the comment and slid her ID and black credit card across the desk. Gregory took them gingerly, as if the card might bite. Strange, he murmured. This looks suspicious. Lauren pressed a button on the desk and spoke into the intercom. Security. We might have a guest trying to access a high-end suite with a possibly fake card. Aisha's expression didn't change, her voice calm. I'm not looking for trouble. I just want my suite. Kevin snickered. You know, people try this all the time. Flash fancy cards they've swiped, make up names, hoping we won't check. Across the lobby, Sophie Lynn, a travel vlogger from San Francisco, was already recording. I'm filming this, she whispered to her friend. Jacob Reed then raised her voice. This is going online. People need to see this. Jacob started live streaming, saying, we're at the Horizon Grand in Seattle, and we're witnessing something absolutely ridiculous unfold live. Elena Ruiz, young and new at the concierge desk nearby, caught Aisha's eye for a brief moment of silent connection. Maybe recognition, or maybe just concern. Elena was about to step in, but Gregory shot her a look that said to back off. She doesn't belong here, he said sharply. Aisha quietly tapped on her phone. 3 blocks away, in an office, her assistant Nia Thompson answered right away. It's happening, Aisha said softly. Nia replied immediately. The system's ready. Gregory was still inspecting Aisha's card, flipping it over like it would tell him something. You know, he raised his voice. We've seen this trick before. People stroll in, make fake reservations, flash high-limit cards, and vanish when we call the bank. Not today. He handed the card to Kevin. Lock it up. Kevin took it with a smirk, heading to a small cabinet behind the desk, opening a drawer to reveal a sleek safe. With a dramatic flair, he placed the card inside and slammed the door. You're done here, he said, grinning. Sophie, still recording, gasped. They just took her card. Jacob moved closer, shouting, that's theft. Not how it's supposed to work. Aisha stayed composed, her voice steady. You'll regret this. At 24, she had once walked into a boutique hotel in Atlanta after a late-night flight, dressed in comfy sweatpants, exhausted from meetings, only to be met with skepticism from the desk clerk who said, "You don't seem like someone who'd stay here." He claimed the system was down and told her to come back later. She had to sleep in her car that night. By morning, she was already drafting a business plan that would eventually turn into one of the biggest hospitality companies in the country. Now, in the lobby she owned, under her own brand, she faced the same dismissive tone and assumptions from a man determined to deny her presence. Gregory leaned in closer. "Your booking's canceled. We can't allow deceit, and you're keeping legitimate guests waiting." Aisha didn't budge. "You mean the ones who are right here watching?" She gestured towards Sophie and Jacob, who were still recording, while other guests paused to watch, some staring, others whispering, and a few looking quite uncomfortable. Elena clenched her jaw. Lauren jumped in. "You need to leave now." Aisha kept her gaze steady. "Are you sure about that?" Lauren sounded unfazed. "Definitely, or we'll call the authorities." Gregory smirked. "Go ahead, stir up trouble. It won't end well for you." Aisha didn't flinch. "Don't ever speak to me like that again." Elena stepped up again. "She's right. I saw her name in the system today. Her reservation is valid." Gregory snapped at her. "One more word from you, and you're out too." Aisha tapped her phone again, her voice rising. "Nia, log this moment and record the video timestamps." Nia's voice was clear. "Logged. Systems are ready." Jacob leaned toward the desk, pointing at the card visible through the glass of the safe. "It says A. Carter VIP. It's authentic. She's legit." Gregory scoffed. "Anyone can fake a card. People like her." Aisha cut him off. "Go ahead. Finish that sentence." He hesitated, the words dying on his lips as he noticed the crowd gathering around them. Aisha stepped forward, her voice steady yet heavy with authority. "You've just made a serious mistake in your career." Gregory smirked, but his confidence was slipping. "You think so?" She locked eyes with him. "No, I know so." As the tension in the lobby tightened like a noose, not one of the staff, Gregory, Lauren, or Kevin, knew who she really was, but that was about to change. Kevin's voice rang out, holding up the silver key from the safe like a trophy. "This card is now the property of the hotel," he declared, "and until we hear from the bank, you aren't getting it back." He grinned, all theatrics, as the safe clicked shut with a chilling finality. But he didn't realize the storm he had just set off. Aisha stood firm, her expression unreadable, her silence more commanding than any yelling. Gregory leaned in closer again, his eyes nervously darting at the crowd that was growing larger. "You're wasting everyone's time. Leave now, or we'll make that decision for you." Lauren, feeling backed by her manager and Kevin's showmanship, stepped out from behind the desk, adjusted her blazer, and reached for Aisha's arm. "You've been warned. It's time for you to go." The moment her hand touched Aisha, the mood in the lobby shifted dramatically. Gasps filled the air. Sophie's phone caught it all. "She just grabbed her," she exclaimed, immediately uploading the clip to Reddit with the title, "This is happening live at Horizon Grand." Even Jacob's live stream had already attracted over 100 viewers, with comments flooding and filled with shock and anger. Elena moved forward, her voice shaking with barely contained rage. "You can't touch a guest," she asserted. "Her booking is valid." Lauren spun to face her, eyes ablaze. "Stay out of it if you want to keep your job." But Elena held her ground. She looked at Aisha, who remained still, and stepped even closer. "I won't lie for you," she told Gregory. That's when Gregory dropped all pretenses. "She's trying to trick us," he sneered. "People like her always think they can game the system." His whispered, venomous tone reached nearby guests. A gray-haired woman, phone in hand, murmured, "I can't believe what I'm hearing." A man in a navy suit leaned toward Jacob's stream. "Are you recording this?" Jacob nodded. "Yep, all of it." Aisha, still central to the unfolding drama, brought her phone to her ear. "Nia," she said calmly, "escalate the internal system. Start documenting an audit. Log every word from this point on." Nia's response was crisp. "Got it, time-stamped and recorded. Want Carla on standby?" Aisha replied, "Just give me a minute." Kevin, leaning across across the desk, shouted, "You're a fraud, lady. Do you think a card gives you access? Go back to where you came from." Murmurs grew louder. Elena, now firmly at Aisha's side, said resolutely, "I've worked here for 3 years, and I've seen this pattern too often. Every time a guest like her comes in, confident, dressed casually, and alone, you treat them as if they're suspicious." A memory popped into Aisha's head. At 16, dressed up in her Sunday best, she sat in the lobby of a Charlotte hotel, waiting for her parents who were running late. A clerk approached her and said, "This area's for guests only." Aisha tried to explain her situation, but the woman just escorted her out to the sidewalk as if she were a trespasser. That moment of embarrassment stuck with her for years, but instead of tearing her down, it made her more determined. It fueled her rise to success. Gregory wasn't finished yet. "Enough," he snapped at Elena. "I want her out of here now, or I'll have security escort you both out." Lauren, who had been quiet since Sophie started filming, chimed in. "She didn't show valid ID. This is a violation, and I'm reporting it." But the atmosphere was shifting. Jacob, still recording, turned to his viewers. "We're seeing a guest being harassed after she provided her name, card, and ID, and now they're trying to kick her out. This isn't just bad service. It's outrageous." Aisha looked at Kevin. "Give me my card back now." Kevin smirked back. "Or what?" Aisha's stare didn't budge. "Or you'll be banned from the Horizon system forever. No job, no references, no way to fix it." Lauren scoffed. "You don't speak for Horizon." But then Elena chimed in. "She does." Gregory cut in sharply. "You're crossing the line, Elena. You have no idea who she is." Sophie remarked, "Oh, she does. We all do. Just look at how calm she is. She's letting you dig your own graves." Aisha's tone stayed steady. "Kevin, this is your last chance." Kevin hesitated, his confidence beginning to waver. Gregory attempted to regain control. "This isn't personal. It's just how things work." But it was too late for that. Videos from Sophie and Jacob were already spreading, and whispers circulated among the guests about what they had witnessed. One man said, "I've stayed here for years, never again." A young woman with a suitcase turned to Elena and asked, "Is she really who I think she is?" Elena's silence said everything. Then the bombshell dropped. Elena spoke loudly. "This isn't Gregory's first time brushing off complaints. I logged 3 last month, 2 from solo women of color, all ignored." Gregory's face turned red. "That's a lie." Jacob swung his camera around to capture the moment. "You sure about that?" Aisha surveyed the room, every phone raised, every guest tuned in. She spoke up clearly. "Your unchecked authority here is coming to an end." Gregory made one last desperate move. "Fine, I'll call the cops myself." Aisha smiled. "Please do." He hesitated, sensing something in her expression. Not fear, but undeniable strength. Guests started positioning themselves between Aisha and the desk, not knowing her name but feeling her truth resonate. A woman rolled her suitcase in front of Lauren, while a man unplugged his phone charger to stand with Elena. Jacob captured the moment as the crowd grew. "They're standing up for her now," he noted. Aisha stepped forward, declaring, "This lobby is mine." She didn't need to shout. Kevin's smirk faded. Lauren looked away. Gregory blinked, and the once hostile atmosphere in the lobby began to shift. Gregory's voice cut through the air like a gavel, desperate to reclaim his lost dominance. "Get her out now," he shouted, his face flushed and trembling with diminishing authority. The lobby buzzed with raised phones and chants of protest. Gregory, still clinging to whatever power he had, hit the intercom button. Kevin's voice rang out, "Attention all staff, unauthorized individual in the lobby. Do not engage, fraud alert." The heavy silence that followed was more significant than the words. Aisha remained unfazed, but the guests were not. Sophie shouted, "She's not a fraud. We're recording everything." Jacob's live stream surged past 2,000 viewers, with comments flooding in. Lauren, shaken yet loyal to Gregory, grabbed Aisha's arm again, pulling her toward the exit. "You're embarrassing yourself," she hissed. Elena stepped in front of them without hesitation. hesitation. "Don't touch her again," she said firmly. Lauren froze. "You're going to get fired," she snapped. Elena stood her ground. "Then fire me, but you're not laying a finger on her." Gregory surged forward. "Do you even know who she is? She's a fraud. Just look at her." He pointed at Aisha's casual clothes as if that proved something. Aisha's voice was soft yet piercing. "You keep calling me a fraud, thinking it'll erase your blunders." She stepped closer, the gap between them shrinking. "You've just made the worst mistake of your career," she said, and as the lobby held its breath, the truth of her identity was poised to unravel, taking everything down with it.